Well, that was awkward. I am Chris with the Joshi Wrestling Recap for Stardom, February 13th, 2022, available on Stardom World. Stardom just had a show at one of the coolest venues, the KBS Hall with its stained glass wall. The Mei Sakurai defection fallout is starting, and there was a title match for the SWA title. This was a multi-camera show with no commentary. We started with a three-way match, the first battle between the Momos, Natsupoi versus Momo Kogo versus Momo Watanabe. To begin the match and throughout, Momo Watanabe and Natsupoi almost ignored Momo Kogo and didn't really see her as a threat. When Momo Kogo tried to insert herself in the match, Momo Watanabe and Natsupoi would gang up on her until she was down or outside the ring. This was a fun match, and I did notice Netsuka Tora took a small part in helping Momo Watanabe with distractions and harassing Momo Kogo or Natsupoi from the outside. She has been around more lately, so it looks like her rehabilitation from her injury in July is going well. As for the match itself, Momo Kogo hit a neat 619 on both Natsupoi and Momo Watanabe at the same time. There was also a cool double pin attempt by Momo Watanabe, rolling up Natsupoi and Momo Kogo at the same time. But Momo Kogo couldn't keep up for long against the two more experienced wrestlers in this match. Natsupoi pinned Momo Kogo with a La Magistral pin for the win. The second match on the card was a tag match with a lot of drama. On one team we had Hanan and Hazuki, but the other team was Waka Tsukiyama and Mai Sakurai. During the previous show, Mai Sakurai defected from Cosmic Angels to Donna Del Mondo, but this tag match was booked before that happened. So we have a Cosmic Angels and Donna Del Mondo member on the same tag team, and the wounds of Mei's defection still fresh. There was tension throughout the whole match between Waka and Mei from the beginning to the end. To start, Waka didn't want to stand in the same corner as Mei, and when Waka stepped forward to start the match, Mei Sakurai threw her out of the ring so she could start. Mei Sakurai also wouldn't tag out, so after getting beat up for a bit by Hanan and Hazuki, Waka came into the ring, dragged Mei Sakurai by her hair into the corner and tagged herself in. Later, when Waka was thrown into the corner, Mei tagged herself in, and again wouldn't tag out. And again, after getting beat up for a bit, Waka dragged Mei into the corner by her hair and tagged herself in. The fact that both Mei Sakurai and Waka Tsukiyama are less experienced, and they were a dysfunctional team, didn't bode well for their chances. Hazuki pinned Waka after hitting her with a Michinoku Driver 2 for the victory. The next match on the card was a tag match between the teams of Azumi with Saya Kamitani versus the team of Starlight Kid and Rwaka. This match was a preview of the upcoming title match for the high-speed belt between eternal rivals Starlight Kid and Azumi on the 23rd. Azumi and Starlight Kid started in the ring for their teams and proceeded to put on a high-speed exhibition for a bit until Saya Kamitani came into the ring to help Azumi, and a more conventional match took over from there. This match felt like it revolved around Azumi, and she was in it for the majority of the time for her team. She took the combined attacks of Rwaka and Starlight Kid multiple times, including a cool double teams driver suplex thing, where Starlight Kid jumped from the second rope to assist Rwaka in the suplex. Saya was not totally absent, but was mostly in the match to help support Azumi. Azumi was able to withstand the combined assault and got the win for her team, making Rwaka tap to the numero uno. After the match, Starlight Kid gave Azumi one of her masks. Starlight Kid, since she joined Odotai, has been giving her match to her opponents in high-speed title matches. When she wins, she claims the mask back and adds it to her collection, kinda like a hunting trophy. And I have said it before, but as long as Azumi's knees don't explode from the speed she wrestles at, in 10 years she may go down in history as the best high-speed Joshi wrestler ever. The fourth match was a trios match between Donna Del Mondo and Cosmic Angels. Julia, Mirai, and Maika versus Tam Nakano, Unagi Sayaka, and Mina Shirakawa. In pre-match comments, Tam was mad that Julia convinced Mei to leave Cosmic Angels, while in her pre-match comments, Julia seemed kinda smug about recruiting Mei from Cosmic Angels. Cosmic Angels did their dance like normal before the match, but this time they did it in the ring instead of by the entrance. This was a great match, and Cosmic Angels showed fire. Tam Nakano and Julia started in the ring against each other, but it wasn't long until Mina and Unagi came to help Tam beat up Julia. Mirai and Maika then came in to help Julia. Like most trios matches, there was a lot of tagging in and out and teammates breaking up pins and submissions, and whenever Tam and Julia were in the match, the intensity went up a level. This match also saw the neat Tam catapult spot, where Mina and Unagi catapult Tam to the outside. Last time they did this move, it was mistimed and Tam fell short, but it went off just fine this occasion. Tama and Julia were unloading on each other while the time was running down, but neither could keep the other down and time expired. Time limit draw. Both teams started brawling after the bell and it took a bit of time to settle down. On the 21st, there will be another Cosmic Angels vs. Donna Del Mondo Trios match to further the story of Julia vs. Tam. The next match on the card was a tag team match, Shuri and Himeka vs. Mayu Iwatani and Kaguma. This match didn't have the fireworks of the previous match, but it was good. Mayu Iwatani and Shuri started for their teams with some holds and locks before both tagging out. When in the ring, Kaguma took a bit of a beating from Shuri and Himeka before she could tag out, and when Himeka was in the match, she was able to show off her strength with multiple body slams, and a powerful backbreaker on Mayu. I also noticed Kaguma didn't do her bare ears any time during the match, which made me a bit sad. There was a really good near fall when Kaguma was able to get the Kuma roll on Shuri, and Shuri barely kicked out. Shuri is the current red belt champ, so it is excusable, but I think it's only the third time someone kicked out of the Kuma roll. After that kick out, Shuri and Himeka put Kaguma through the ringer, before Shuri was able to pin her with her Ryo-en driver. That brings us to the main event, an SWA title match between current champ Tekla and challenger Saki Kashima. This match surprised me. It was a slower pace than I was expecting coming in. The match was good, but there were sections where it felt like they were on different wavelengths. The longer the match went on, the better it got though. At first it seemed Tekla's strategy was a submission game, but Saki's kicks and strikes became a threat, so she started using more strikes and power moves. This change in strategy did pay off, but it took longer than she was expecting to put Saki away. Saki almost did win with a surprise Kishikaise pin on Thekla using the last of her strength, but after Thekla hit multiple kicks to Saki's head, she was able to get the DDT to hit for the pinfall win and retain the SWA belt. This match was a rare Stardom match where I felt like they went a little bit too long. If it was a few minutes shorter, it probably would have helped, but it was the main event, so they may have felt compelled to give the audience their money's worth. Overall, it was a good show, and I would recommend the second match to see the drama between Mei Sakurai and Wakasukiyama, the third match to see some great Azumi and Starlight Kid wrestling, and the fourth match, the trios match between Donna Del Mondo and Cosmic Angels. The last two shows before the pay-per-view on the 23rd are on the 20th and 21st. I don't know if they will get released on Stardom World before the pay-per-view though. There is usually a 2 to 3 day delay after show before it is available to watch. This has been the Joshi Wrestling Recap for Stardom February 13th, 2022. Thanks for listening.